Ruth Anderson here with Enlightened World Network. We bring you a guided meditation every day of the year. And today our guest meditator is Eileen Murray. Eileen has been with Enlightened World Network so many times. We absolutely adore her and her work. Eileen, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ruth. Hello, everyone.
So Eileen, I'm just going to give you the floor and let you take over.
Okay, thank you. Well, we're in unprecedented times these days in personal lives and in the collective. And often what can be seen as happening is that things where we felt safe in our jobs or in our lives, or what we expect from ourselves or what we expect from relationships are being uprooted. And it's meant to happen, but there can be a fear that takes over because we're being thrust into the unknown. And the place to land is within our own light. We're shifting consciousness from matter as in duality, this is good, this is bad, to the infinite part of our nature, to the intangible, to the essence. And that's what we're going to be working with this morning, the essence that's behind the form. And if we can learn to catch ourselves when we become frightened or when we become judgmental with anything, with ourselves or with one another, and realize that's a pattern, it's an inner program. And we don't have to beat ourselves up about it. But when we can recognize that that's what's happening, then we can bring an awareness to it. And we can soften in ourselves. And we can open then to the place that is safe, our inner sanctuary, our inner light inside that is in ourselves. And what is there and supporting us also is the invisible realm. And so we're shifting consciousness. We're moving to the divine self. And that divine self is intangible, but gives expression to form. But we're not looking to form for our place of rest. We're looking to the inside, to the inner light. And so with that, we're going to focus on the essence. On essence, all that is behind the form. So I invite you to close your eyes and breathe. And simply notice where you are, not trying to change anything, but just notice what's happening through you and around you. Peace, be still. It is I. Peace is. And open to the peace that is. The peace that is within my consciousness. There is one peace. Peace, be still. It is I. And in the acknowledgement of the one peace that is within my consciousness, that is omnipresent, that is everywhere, open to the essence, to peace. Are you willing to say yes to peace being present, even though the outside or the inside within yourself is not feeling peace? Would you be willing to bring peace through your intention to be there anyway? Would you allow peace to do the work within yourself? Would you be willing to say yes to allow peace to do what it knows what to do in the world? And your job is to recognize and rest as that peace and witness it, no matter what is being shown in the outside world. And feel the essence of that peace being active within you. And see it being active everywhere, and stay with only the peace. Allow it to do what it needs to do. And let it show you what it wants to show you. Let it be present everywhere. And breathe. And in saying yes, just open to see how your body is responding as you have said yes to peace. And if there's any disturbance, allow peace to replace that disturbance. If there's anger or any other emotion, allow peace to take care of that. That's your only job, is in the allowing it to do the work. There is one infinite light, one life force. Feel that one life that gives birth to you, to the trees, to all form. It appears as many. That one life, that one essence. Rest in and as that. That light, that life. And out of that one life in its purity is the all good. And that all good is beyond the duality of good and bad. There is an all good principle that is active everywhere. Would you be willing to say yes to that active all good, all goodness, being omnipresent, being everywhere active, no matter what the outside is showing? It's only showing its opposite because there's not a belief in the all good. So what would happen if we allow ourselves in our consciousness to allow that all good to be present and rest in it? And what would happen if we saw it active everywhere in the world, the all good, and let it do what it needs to do and what it knows as an aspect of the greatest intelligence? and breathe. And then what would happen if we became aware that we have the choice to decide within ourselves that we can look and call upon the qualities of peace and love and light to be active within our consciousness and within the world, and we allow it to do the work, what it knows what to do. And no matter what turns up in our life, whether it's an internal anger or a doubt, we have the power to choose to replace where there is hatred. We can square that hatred with love. And then we allow the love to do what it knows what to do. And we have the power to choose to bring peace. Even though we may not feel peaceful, we still can call that peace forward and to be active. And where there seems to be hatred with that, we can see peace being active there. And we have the power to choose and rest in the all good, the principle of the all good. And breathe. And we have the power to choose to see abundance of life. And we stay with the essence of abundance and allow it to show itself as form in whatever way is in the highest good for ourselves and for others. But we're choosing to stay in the principle of abundance. And how does the body respond when you choose peace? And love. And if love and these qualities are everywhere because they are an aspect of our true self, then what would happen if we see it active throughout Ukraine and Russia? That there's no separation, that there is one infinite light that is everywhere, that is everyone. I am that. There's one infinite I am that is appearing as the many. And what would happen if we choose to stay present to the one I am, no matter what is happening on the outside? And what would happen if we choose to see love being operative to the soldiers who are sent to kill, to their conditioned mind? And we see love being operative. We're not manipulating, we're seeing it being operative. And if there's a readiness, there's an awakening. Our only job is to see it and say yes to it within ourselves. There's one infinite power, that divine love that is within our consciousness and that is everywhere, that it is operative. And it needs an outlet. It needs a way to express itself as you and as me and as the dog, as the many. Let us choose yes. And again, where there is any limitation, we bring love or peace to be present. And it knows what to do. And we give thanks that we have the awareness to be aware of this. That we have the power to choose on how we're going to respond. And so it is. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes.
Eileen, whenever I'm with you, I always feel like I just got out of church. In a good way. In a good way. Because you bring your ministry to us every time. And it is such a gift. I cannot tell you what a gift that is to me personally. And I hope it is to everybody else that's watching as well. So, one of the questions that I have been asking myself is, what can I do to support what's going on, to support individuals in the Ukraine? And, and they're not the only ones suffering in the world. They are the ones that are on the forefront of the news media. But what can I do to support? And you answered it so beautifully in this. So thank you. Thank you.
Well, I would just like to share two things that have really reinforced this for me, Ruth. A number of years ago, this was back in the 70s, I had a dream. And in the dream, there was a bomb. And the bomb was spiritual plutonium. And it was slowly dripping the plutonium over all of creation. And that to me is the transformation from the hatred and the anger and the control that bombs normally represent, mm-hmm. to it had been spiritualized. And we have the power to see it differently. Like, we can drop the story of what we're seeing and open to that other consciousness. And the other thing that was relevant was there was a mystic, Padre Pio, an Italian mystic. And during the Second World War, he began to, he appeared to some of the pilots as they were on their missions for bomb dropping. And a number of them had conversions. And I can only imagine you going off on your mission and you look out the window and there's a saint. So anyway, and a number of them had conversions with this. And also when some of the bombs dropped, they didn't explode. So the whole thing that I feel that we're in time with in this crossroads at the moment is to say, we can say yes to the love and the power of love. That's all we need to do. It does the work, and it's in a much bigger spectrum than what we know. And the best thing is not to try and manipulate it, but to know that we can drop the images of what we're seeing. And so that's what I've been doing with the bombs and all of that. I've been seeing them bombs of love and light. Mm. And if a number of people, but we have to get clean inside first. We have to deal with our own anger and hatred. And if there's any doubt, we just keep until we're centered. And then it becomes pure. Like the the transmission that we're opening to becomes pure, and we can see them as different than what we've been conditioned to see.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you reminded us we can choose.
Yes.
We can choose at any given moment that mindset, that perspective.
Yes. That's where the power is.
Yeah.
The power is in our choosing. And then we let the bigger take care of it. But the power is in the choosing. And then it lives itself through us. The love lives itself through us, the peace.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Eileen, if people want to know more about you and what you are bringing to the world, how do they find you?
Well, the best thing at the moment is my website's going through a change. So my email address would be murray50@gmail.com.
Excellent. Or you can always reach out to us here at Enlightened World and we can put you in touch with Eileen. So Eileen, thank you so very much for being here today. And our friends here at Enlightened World Network, thank you. Thank you for joining in today. Interesting times. And I just appreciate you all checking in with us, getting a little bit of grounding or perspective and how to move forward. So thank you. So much love to each and every one of you. Take good care.